Check, check. Audio looks good. Peace, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This series is exploring infinite potential. That is the boundless creative essence that flows through you and your spirit, and unraveling these divine faculties and technologies that are surging through the nature of your being right now. So those who are new to the channel, check out some of the previous videos in the playlist. And if you are returning, as always, I'm grateful to have you. And you already know what the deal is. So briefly, I'll state that we are working through the manuscript Synchronous Universe. We are currently in Chapter 2, Part 3. The previous sections have been elaborated on in previous videos, and the Peaks and Valleys manuscript has also been detailed in previous videos in the playlist. So I encourage everybody to check all of these videos out and get as many resources or notes as necessary to help you synchronize your own magical systems and develop and cultivate these relationships with the divine faculties or technologies or that boundless creative potential that's surging through the nature of your being. So we have gone in detail once again, elaborating on different perspectives and insights corroborating this material. So please check out these previous videos. You're going to gather some great nuggets to take with you and utilize and resource at your will. This isn't to change your mind or tell you the truth. If you've seen any of these videos, you already know that. So I'm sort of just rehashing this. And also for new viewers joining the community, you're in for a treat. So don't think that because the videos are old or whatever that they're not important now. They're just as important. And if anything, these videos are timeless for you to reference on this playlist for free. So you do with that what thou wilt. All right. And also, last but not least, we're going to have a lot of fun in the channel. But first, I do have to unpack this. So let's get through it. And once again, I appreciate everybody being here. And once we get through these manuscripts, we're gonna have some fun getting some work done on this channel. All right, so everybody get relaxed and get yourself maybe a drink or whatever you feel is necessary, a snack. And I'm going to read this manuscript, and then we're going to do a further discussion and elaboration. All right, Chapter 2, Part 3. Law of 7 in the KYBALION, one with all that is, and unraveling your truth. To the student of God and astral traveler, please remember the power of the subconscious mind is of the most potential forces in human nature, and when intelligently directed, the most benevolent. But, like every other power in nature, when improperly directed, destructive force is equally as potent. For every action, there is a reaction. For every cause, there's an effect, and every effect has its cause. The destructive force within you, the destroyer, Shiva, you can apply this destructive force with intention to help you, to assist you. So this isn't saying the destructive force is equally as potent is not a good thing. It says when improperly directed. So this is why it's so important to understand what's going on inside of you. The chaos, the shadow, the darkness, you have to go through all this. That's the work. You have to continually go through this. What this does is unravel your truth and potential within your spirit. You are facing the face to face with the energies, the entities that which comprise you, that which you are made up of. Your creative essence is both of the light and the dark. Now, the improper direction would be the having undirected intention. So you are not in full agency. You are not the master of the your emotions, your energies in motion, your frequencies of thought. That's being improperly directed, meaning you're letting other things creep into your subconscious. Maybe you're unaware. Many are unaware that this is occurring. And now it's programming your systems or swaying the flow that which these systems are or were fluid naturally. And it's adding its own synthesis to the direction of your biorhythm, your currents, your electromagnetic field, biofield, however you would like to explore that in your own imagination. All right. And we go back and talk about this multiple times, and just to keep it simplified, which I think is important, that God being generator, operator, destroyer, which is Brahma, Krishna, Shiva, the Trinity, the 3 in 1 and the 1 in 3. All right, let's get going into chapter 2, part 3. Whether or not a vibration of thought shall be allowed to dwell upon a mental image depends on the will of the individual. The belief in the power to harness and dissipate or expand impressions of the universal mind, the grand architect, fluidity of all universal synergy, the recognition and relationship to God, who is source of all that is, the invariable truth that the life experience expresses in its wholeness from our conception of this note, whether it be positive or negative. Allied forces in the divine faculties of the mind, including imagination and intuition, directly correspond to the molecular vibrations or electromagnetic biofield of the individual. That is, physiologically speaking, every functioning cell, molecule, atom, and electron in the body, and all biocommunications. Next is a keynote to the student to consider. In all of this, the power of will and agency of the individual in regulating the action of both intuition and imagination must be remembered. These are big notes here. This, then, is to bring us into consciousness with all that is, source of our own being. This inner awareness shines light to the individual to not neglect the outward forms of expressions or manifestation of a frequency of thought. Affirming the creative process as a reflection and reproduction in outward form, dear student, this note must be considered. There is no other starting point conceivable for the creative process of the individual than the perpetual self-contemplation of the divine life spirit. Be careful of vain philosophies contradicting the personality of God, as they can lead one astray from convening with the divine life force intelligence within. This is necessary to note, as many of these result in the individual putting themselves in the place of all that is, God. This leaves the individual with nothing to harness, like trying to climb a ladder that is resting against nothing. Another note to mention, through observation of contemporary media and social media, is the attention seekers that have seemingly cloned themselves in the digital worlds. These are realms consisting of misleading pathways and will become overstimulating to the spirit and disrupt the self-contemplation process if the individual gives their attention. Think about it. Paying attention to these energy harvesting entities. It is the responsibility of the alchemist to protect prana and allow convene with highest source to expand within. That's your highest self. Your highest self is your spirit. That's it. That's all it is. That's your spirit. The upheaval of the cerebrospinal fluids and sacred oils, developing connections and healthy relations with divine life force, wherein emerges boundless potential in the perpetual creative process of the spirit, the Z-pinch in modern physics. Now, I want to pause here and help everybody remember. Also, feel free to pause and take any notes on those pages. Pause the video. You are unraveling your truth, meaning redefining, refining your own magical systems. This is the unraveling of your creative process within you. Expression of your individuality as a sovereign soul, experiencing consciousness in the physical human condition. And this boundless potential, unraveling it, is a responsibility. There's no, the ego is what makes all the excuses and gets in between you and the attunement to these divine faculties. It's an important thing to consider so that you can break through these, ideals that the ego is trying to feed to you. It always wants to be the smart one. And all right, let's get, oh yes, okay, here we go. A brief note regarding the Hermetic's principles that seem to be in accord with universal law. This is not what I, the author, claim to be truth or facts. This is for the student to reference as an accessory or potential resource as one develops convene with God, generator, operator, and destroyer, and unravels all creative potential that is within. More importantly, I suggest the student to listen to spirit, for the spirit is intertwined with both the collective subconscious mind and the individual subconscious and divine intelligence, generation, operation, and destruction. The more pure of a connection one develops, or the healthier the relationship, the stronger the connection manifests. And this is an excellent time to review some Hermetic principles that are in the KYBALION. I definitely encourage, just for recollection, even if you say, oh, I studied this a long time ago or whatever, these sort of fundamentals are beneficial to have all the time. These are baseline fundamentals that no one is too smart. That's the intellect speaking over the spirit. None of this is too smart. This is powerful information to consider and reconsider. This can be expanded on timelessly. The principle of mentalism, or all is mind. The universe is mental. Is 1. 2. The principle of correspondence. As above, so below. 3. The principle of vibration. Nothing rests. Everything holds a vibrational frequency. 4. The principle of polarity. Everything has duality, poles, its opposite. Opposites are identical in nature, but differ in degree. Extremes meet. All paradoxes may be reconciled. We talk about this in previous videos in different discussions, so please check out the other videos at your will. 5. The principle of rhythm. Everything flows out and in, rise and fall. The cosmic pendulum manifests in all. Rhythm compensates. 6. The principle of cause and effect. There are many planes of causation, yet nothing escapes the law. And 7, the principles of gender. All has masculine and feminine principles and manifests on all places. Once again, this is from the book The KYBALION, which I highly recommend everybody get, as this page here is a short reference from that book. And for a short background, Hermes or Hermeticism was supposedly came from a, was it Hermes Trismegistus or something? But obviously, I mean, that's probably not a real name. And they were trying to conceal a lot of this, passing it through in different ways to not have it known so that it wasn't reduced into some stupefied, condensed format. Okay, let's keep going. Please take this time to review the previous chapters and take a short break before proceeding. I, the author, encourage the reader to also implement intentional breath work, as well as making some time and efforts to attune senses inward and be one with all that is within. Quiet the external environment and unnatural stimulus. Somewhere in nature, the forest is ideal. Overall, the focus and intention is to separate from all disturbing static, mechanical noise, radio frequencies, and unnatural frequencies around you for as long as desired. If the individual senses imbalance in any of the specific chakra centers, focus on neutralizing thought polarity via breath, your prana, your life force essence, your life spirit. Redirect the thought transmission into healing and recovery in the specific region. Be one with all that is. Inhale deeply through the nose, following with slow exhalation via the mouth. Breath is life spirit, and convening with this divine life essence will amplify the self-healing abilities of the mind of the individual. As this is source, God, prana, divine intelligence. You are the alchemist and astral traveler. Enjoy this exercise and use it as much as will to do so. To further this exercise, one may wish to integrate affirmations, directing faith, high vibrational thought to its utmost potential, quite literally its highest vibrational potential. This is love, healing self and others, gratitude, harmony, kindness, joy, abundance, prosperity, opulence, clarity, success, a deeper awareness. So you are reshaping, reformulating thought forms, thought frequencies to higher modes of potential. These frequencies that which vibrate at a much higher rate than their equal opposites in nature. Okay. Aforementioned in previous chapters, the collective faculties of mind within the subconscious are indeed the blueprint of darkness of infinite creative potential. Again, please refer to Peaks and Valleys. It's a great reference and guidebook that is a prerequisite to Synchronous Universe. Everything already exists in the mental plane. The physical plane will be a direct reflection of this as it externally expresses perception and changes perspective. The life spirit is in a perpetual inward and outward expansion. Surging, this is your attraction and repulsive forces. Okay, contraction and expansion, attraction and repulsion, inward and outward expansion, surging within the physical vessel, presenting itself as manifestation outwards to the material or physical plane. As above, so below, as within, so without. Well, congratulations. We have completed chapter 2, and we're a little bit over halfway through the material. So I think for today, this is a great pause point. We're going to get into an introduction of synchronicities and symbolism. Now this, of course, this book is a guidebook. It's a workbook, more so, I guess, than a guidebook, because you are the guide. You are God, the guide. And exploring and unraveling your infinite potential through development and cultivation of these divine faculties of the mind and programming the subconscious, we're developing a level of mastery and agency as the inner alchemist, as the astral traveler, a deep awareness of this. So synchronicities and symbolism is also about developing efficacious methods of through your own expression of individuality, which is your perpetual creative expression that is constantly surging in your spirit. So these are connections and communications that you have to make an effort. You have to will to connect with, to convene with, and commune with. You see all the distractions out and indulgences out here, and they're fine. I think it's important to indulge because that's how everything is here to teach you. You are a perpetual student of life. Once again, this requires an effort. And what I intended to at least provide was a fundamental workbook so that you can write out in this book and highlight and write your own sentences, to resonate and explore this infinite potential and get those juices flowing whenever you need recollection and reminder of how much power you have within. This is just a reminder of how much power you have within you. All right. And this, of course, there's books, I encourage everybody. If you can read sentence by sentence, what I'm encouraging everybody to do is explore within and utilize words, symbols, to develop these synchronicities while you're unraveling your truth, your creative expression, all surging through your spirit. An infinite potential that lies within this spirit, your spirit. All right. Today I'm going to share with you these books real quick. Hold on. If you are interested in the workbooks, I just wanted to show anybody who's just getting around to the channel. These are the workbooks. They are available if you contact me directly or if you use Amazon. Peaks and Valleys is the prerequisite to Synchronous Universe. I encourage everybody to at least check this out and see if you're interested. Watching some of these videos on this playlist. Once again, it's free to access all of this material already. And if you would like to get the workbook for yourself, which I definitely encourage if you're intrigued by the material, having this physically in your hands and having a workbook for yourself is going to naturally just make it more potent in its action and reaction in your course of expansion through utilizing the material, opposed to just looking at me and the material through a screen and having me explain it. You get to unravel your own synchronous universe by utilizing the resources and material that's within you. This is a book that's just helping all of us recollect and remind ourselves of the power that's within. We're here to help each other. And that's my obligation with this material and its design. So here's Synchronous Universe, connecting dots of consciousness with divine life force intelligence, unraveling and exploring infinite creative potential. And once again, I encourage everybody, check this out and see if see if it fits your interest. If you're having a problem with the funds, or you think, or you want to hit me up personally, can always work something out. Let's put it that way. And I can send these books to you as well. So I just wanted to share that with anybody who's just getting around to the channel, and also reminding people who have came to the channel, get these workbooks. You don't have to now, maybe in a year, maybe down the line sometime. And you can reach out to me directly or hit up Amazon. And just like you're seeing on the screen when we watch, or when we go through the manuscript, the pages are spread out the same. So there's plenty of room. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. That's a perfect page to open on. The KYBALION. So again, resources, reference this as a tool to unravel your truth of knowing thyself, mastering agency over thy will. All right, the power is within you, man, woman. Thank you once again for sticking around. If you stayed to the end of the video, I'm keeping these not 1 hour long. We'll go into more extensive content, and we're gonna have some fun. I just wanted to get through these workbooks. It's in my spirit. I'm obligated to do this. So I hope that you're gathering some nuggets. Like I said, feel free to take as many notes as you want. Please reach out to me with any questions, comments, or concerns regarding the material, and I will do my best to assist. And I have a Patreon that's free to join the community. We're going to have some background information being shared there. And for right now, it is free. You can, just to support, if you would like, you can join as a $5 membership, and you have direct contact with me. And I will be assistive as possible. And I am generally up on, I'll check Patreon as the community grows. Obviously, I'll be on there more often, but that's just a way to support. If you would like, you can join for free, which I encourage. Once again, everybody, I really appreciate you being here. And make sure you keep unraveling your synchronous universe, and you're unraveling all your divine, infinite potential that you have within. Do that shit. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. You got it. All the power is within you to determine how much you want to work, or how much you're willing to work. And we're here to help each other. So with that being said, wishing everybody a wonderful rest of the week into the weekend. It is Friday here, and July 11th. So wherever you may be in your course, in your trajectory, please take care in your endeavors. And as always, I will see you in another video. Much love. Peace.